Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So welcome back to another market stream. But today, it finally looks like we are reversing. It looks like we're going to have a green day today all around. So is the worst over for Bitcoin and crypto? Has the dumping stopped? Let's talk about it. And let's talk about why this is a good thing. All right, let's do it, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're starting out day right under 103, which obviously is better than yesterday when we were at 101 and we dropped down to like 98,000, 99,000 twice. That was definitely a fake out right there. But we are recovering today. Some of the alts are recovering. Obviously still much lower than, say, a week ago or even a few days ago, right? But maybe we're finally ready for Pumpvember after scaring out retail, right? That's been a big point I've been making. But let's before I get into that, let's move on to a few other things. Like the U.S. market starting out a little mixed. Yesterday was a bad day overall for AI, for tech, for any crypto-related stocks. Let's see if it turns around today. Like MicroStrategy's up today. Nvidia is still down. Robinhood's up a little bit. Amazon's down. So it's kind of mixed. Let's see what Wall Street does. We did get a little bit of data today. Private payrolls from ADP shows that jobs rose to, or jobs in October rose to 42,000 in October. So at least we got a little glimpse, okay? A little glimpse that, yeah, the U.S. economy is not in total free fall right now. We actually do have some jobs out there and some people are working. But of course, the main numbers still being withheld because no one seems to want to work. And this government shutdown, I've heard, is now the longest in history. And both sides just will not cave in. They better. There's a lot of things that's not happening while the government shutdown is happening. They just need to remove all their pay. The Congress people should not be paid while this is going on. And every day it goes on, it should cost them money. It makes no sense that everyone else is not getting paid while the Congress people continue to get paid. So they could sit on this shutdown forever, literally, while everyone else is suffering. It makes no sense. I don't know why they don't actually change the law about that. They should. But anyways, obviously with the government shutdown, it's not good for a lot of things. Last night I actually covered how the Fed has withdrawn $700 billion that should have gone out to help banks and businesses and so forth. And not withdrawn, withheld. So that actually makes a big difference. And also people are flying. I don't know if you guys have been watching flights or airports, I should say, and how they're jam-packed because all the, what do you call it, traffic controllers? No, all of them are either off right now or there's very little that are working and they're working for free. So airports are jam-packed. So I don't look forward to next month for the Vegas travel if it's going to be like that. All right, what else? This is good. China suspends additional U.S. tariffs post-trade talk. So obviously whatever they, Trump and Xi, whatever they talked about worked, right? Both sides are working together to make things better. That's what we want. And what else? White House breaks silence on CZ Pardon last week. Was it last week or Monday? I think it was last week. Yeah. Where, this clip circulated from 60 Minutes where Trump is like, I have no idea who CZ is. I just pardoned him because my sons like crypto and they made a lot of money. And it just sounds like he pardoned because it helped his sons make a lot of money. But the White House now has come out and said, no, we took this very seriously and we looked at it. It was a Biden witch hunt. You know, it's like, just blame Biden on everything. So obviously they had a lot of backlash over this. Pardoning CZ, there was really no reason for that at all. None whatsoever. And it's not like he served his term. He served his 4 months. He's a free man. It's like, I don't even know why they needed to do that. It's not like he was serving a 30-year prison sentence. The whole thing is just still very strange. Very strange indeed. All right. ETF inflows and outflows. Well, mostly outflows. Yesterday, BlackRock didn't sell finally, but the others did. And it was a nasty 566 million outflow day. So yesterday, Wall Street definitely contributed to the massive panic selling that happened. Ethereum also 219 million outflow. No good. The only exception is Sol. Bitwise is still seeing inflows into Sol. Small amounts, but still not outflows. So that's good. So now you have a total of 275 million in Bitwise's Sol ETF, and Grayscale has about 8.8 million. 284. Not bad. Not bad. All right. Now on to some better news. Even better news. Everyone's still trying to figure out what happened the last 2 days, why we had another $2.1 billion liquidation. And this is just speculating on Reddit. No one truly knows. Okay, this was speculating, the Fed saying bad things and the tariffs and all that, right? It might be a combination of things. And I'm sure and Wall Street selling, and I'm sure there's a lot of whale manipulation also. But I really think this is all done, again, to drive out the weak, to drive out the impatient, so that whoever's behind it can load up, right? I really, honestly, I just feel it. I know it. We have seen times like this before where it just seemed like there's no reason why we should go lower. And then we do. And then eventually we hit a bottom point and we turn back around, a V-shaped recovery, and then we make a new high. We've seen this playbook time and time and time again. But somehow every time while we're going through it, yeah, it seems like it's something new. But it really isn't. It really isn't. Even 6 months ago, we saw this playbook all the way down. We went all the way down to 70,000 for Bitcoin. People said the same thing. The top was in, that 73,000 was top, and or 100,000 was top, and then we're falling back down to the 60s or 50s or 30s. No, we did a V-shaped recovery and then we kept going. It's like same thing. I'm glad to see though Bitwise agrees with me and says even though retail investors right now may make it seem like it's really bad, it's at max desperation, but their CIO is saying no, crypto winter is not coming. And his rationale is just look at institutional adoption. And that's one of the fundamentals I keep talking about. Institutional adoption is growing, and they definitely see it. They're an ETF provider, right? But they also have a lot of institution friends that they talk to. And he's like, it's growing. And we see it every day. We see new companies coming in, building a Bitcoin treasury or adding to their Bitcoin treasury, and it's not stopping. And crypto winter is not coming because these guys are not stopping, and such large amounts is being held now, right? It just seems very it's very difficult for me to think that all these guys that are holding tens of billions of dollars of Bitcoin, they're like, oh man, it's December, it's time to sell because the cycle's coming to an end, and then we get like hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin being dumped. It just seems like that's becoming more and more unlikely. Oh, by the way, US banks can now be fined for discriminating against Bitcoin companies. The era of debanking Bitcoiners is ending. I hope that's true. I hope that's true. Because for the longest time, even as a retail banker, okay, or someone that has a bank account, let's just say, I'm trying to say that. Even if they found out that you're using like your bank account to buy crypto, for example, they'll shut down your account. People have told me that. Like just by transferring to Coinbase, they get their account shut down. And as a business, if you say you're a crypto company, you get your account shut down. That's the past. I'm hoping going forward that's just not the case. I had an experience with that with JP Morgan. They just will not let me create a new account, no matter what I said. You know, so some are just very, very, very anti. But going back to the companies that keep buying Bitcoin, Metaplanet is taking out a $100 million loan. Why? Because they want to buy more Bitcoin. Just like Saylor, they're following Saylor's footsteps. Saylor raises money every single week now to buy Bitcoin, and that is what a lot of other companies are doing. Here's Remix Point that's buying or bought another 30 Bitcoin. They're ranked number 43 on the list. You got a new company in Switzerland backed by Adam Black. They raised $34 million for the Bitcoin Treasury. So, you know, it's still happening every single day. This is good. This is very, very good. And as for just non-institutions, addresses accumulating Bitcoin, excuse me, just hit record levels according to Crypto Quant. 375,000 Bitcoin scooped up in 30 days. So obviously, the long-term holders, the believers, they know this will pass. They know the dumping and the retail fear and all this stuff will pass. Those that have been in the market for more than 6 months know. Okay, even if you've been in the market for a year, you'll know. But there are a lot of us that's been through many, many years, many, many cycles, and we know that this always happens. For one reason or another, there's always some fuddish period, and everyone thinks the world is ending for Bitcoin and crypto every single time. And then we pick ourselves back up, and then we continue forward. Like clockwork. Now, the scenarios for this time, a little bit different, right? The drivers of FUD. However, there's always FUD, no matter what. Nothing goes up in a straight line. That's why they say wealth is built by transferring from the impatient to the patient. If you could be impatient and you can make $1 million every single day, well, then everyone would be billionaires and trillionaires, okay? But that's just not the case. There's a game to this. There's a game that's been played for basically hundreds of years, ever since investments came out. Yeah, and as bad as it seems, 44,000 Bitcoin millionaires added since Trump got elected. So about a year's time. That's 44,000 new Bitcoin millionaires. Think about it. Remember, we're still up like 100% from last year. A lot of people don't understand that or refuse to understand that. All right, last few things. The weekly RSI hit a point that we haven't seen since December of 2022. That's pretty low. And this also correlates with something else. that's not chart related, but kind of is. And that's the fear level. Yesterday, we were a little bit lower. We were at 21. Right now, we're at 23. You know, the last time we were at 21 or 23 fear level was back in April when Bitcoin fell to 70-something thousand. Is it as fearful as then right now? No. But somehow markets think it is. Right? But if you're gauging on these are bottom indicators. Fear level being this low, of course, fear level could go lower. In crypto winter, we saw this go down to 10 and 8 at one point. But also at that point, I correlated it with previous times that we've been at 9 or 8, and those are bottom levels. So right now, it does seem like we have found that bottom. Just like with the RSI. Anyways, bottom line is, we have seen a lot of these. It's over. It's over. Right? Like, this actually makes my point for me. I didn't even realize that he did this work for me. Showing the greed index. Right? Yesterday we were at 21. We haven't seen that level since April. And prior to that, we didn't see it. What was that? Like October-ish. Prior to that was October-ish in 2024. And prior to that, it was October 2023. Right? So the fear index could actually be a great tool for us to use as bottom indicators. All right. That's pretty much it. I saw Gemini is going to launch a predictions market contract. So, good for them. Good for them. Yeah, so Bitcoin is back to 103. Some green today. Clash also making a big recovery back to 42 million. The Clash community is just so strong. The strongest there is. Even though you have some people that have sold because they're super, super fearful, but for the most part, Clash community continues to HODL and DCA because they understand, and that's how you win. And that's how you build the greatest community project there is. All right. Let's do some Q&A. Coinbase is up slightly. MicroStrategy up slightly. Hood up slightly. Nvidia and Broadcom up slightly. Yesterday, they all sold off 7%, 6%, 5%. There was no reason for yesterday's dumping. You know, sometimes Wall Street is just like retail. They get panicked and then they just sell for no reason. And now they're buying it back up again. You know, it's like a lot of times those funds, the leaders leading those funds are they're just people. They just dump. And then they regret it and they buy back. Tom Reyes says every Bitcoin dump is buying opportunity. Just hold long term. Yes, I agree with that. Crypto Lobo says, can you do a top 100 crypto chart review? Crypto chart review? You mean CMC? Yeah. I don't think it's necessary because right now, for me, and it's pretty obvious when you look at the charts, if you go down CMC, who are the winners? The winners are just the big caps. Right now, privacy coins, I know, are really hot. But we have seen periods where privacy coins got really hot. And then they got really not hot. So I'm not so sure this is sustaining. But outside of that, you know, in the top 100, basically, you just concentrate on the big caps right now. They're the only ones that are doing well. Okay, well. meaning that they have come up, some have made a new high, some haven't, but at least they've gained a little bit since the bottom, while most mid caps and small caps have done nothing. So it's not the time to be loading them up yet. And if you're looking for a small cap, my recommendation is look at Clash and what we're doing and what we're building. And the community is already super strong. Community is not going anywhere. Lazaro, I appreciate that. Appreciate your support, man. What about Sui? I still believe in Sui, but man, they got dumped hard. Just looking at them, they're at 203 right now. They were 250. And, October. So Sui's at a steep discount right now. Steep discount. A lot of things are on steep discounts right now. What do you think about Kashi? I know they're like a prediction market. I think that they're trying to compete with Polymarket, obviously. I don't know too much about them outside of that. Prediction markets are hot, very hot. It's actually something I'm going to look into and see if I can create a prediction market for Clash. We're gonna have another big surprise announcement pretty soon. A couple of them. Later today, I'm gonna post a new tournament link. It's already on the website if you want to join, but I haven't finalized the details for the tournament this week. But we'll have a couple surprises for you guys. Our tournaments are so big, it's attracting people from everywhere. The prizes we give out are like tremendous. But I'm adjusting it so that more people could win. It's skill based, of course, but more people could win just by participating. Right? There's no one else giving out prizes anywhere close to what we're doing. No one. Not in the Web3 community, not in the Web2 community. We give out the most prizes by far for participants, for spectators, for holders. So, yeah, you could actually join right now if you want to. But again, the prizes, I may adjust it more. But you go ahead and join if you want. How much class do you need to be a whale? A whale is a different definition for everyone. You could be holding $10,000 with a class and say you're a whale. Like, top 500 was about $10,000 or $11,000. You could say top 500 is a whale. But a lot of people say maybe $100,000 worth is a whale. And some people say $1 million worth of Clash is a whale. So I don't know. It's a different definition for everyone. That's good. I don't even know your Discord name, man. I don't actually know which conversation that you're referring to, but I'm glad you're part of the community. Electronum 2.0 and one ocean found in Miami today. Well, that's great. That's great. I love Miami. Miami is a great town to visit if you want to have some fun, have some good food, you want to go shopping. Um, I wouldn't want to live in Miami if I'm being honest, unless I'm a super billionaire and I get to buy like a house on the waterfront right next to Tom Brady or someone. Um, Outside of that, I wouldn't want to live there, but it's a nice place to visit. Meme season on Soul is on the cards. You know, I have a dream, and it might not be a dream, it may be reality, that Clash is going to lead meme season on Soul. Because right now, all the other ones aren't doing that well. And, you know, Pump.Fun still refuses to recognize Clash for some reason. We're the most legit project to come out of Pump.Fun in years. And they refuse to recognize us. Does not give us any attention, doesn't put us in any of their promotional posts or memes or whatever. And we got a really meme-ish logo. It's really good for them to do it, but they refuse for some reason. They think we're too legit or something. Um, but I have a feeling that Clash is going to do phenomenally well and may lead meme season on Soul. May lead all memes in this cycle. I may be biased, but that's how I feel. Because I feel like I don't think like there's anyone else, any other community that spends nearly as much time as me thinking about how to grow it. I honestly believe that. I don't think a lot of these communities are just run by members that is a committee, but they're, you know, they have other jobs and stuff like that. They're not spending nearly as much time as me. And they certainly don't have the same kind of marketing power as me or the connections that I can make. So you put it all together, and then the loyalty of the fan base and the community is just incredible. What's the article? What was the article I was trying to find? Nope. I'll just leave this. So when MicroStrategy Clash, we kind of have that already with our NFT sales. We had a phenomenal NFT sale, and it's still ongoing. For some of you guys that want to party in Vegas with me, we have a invite only for the top 500 and NFT holders. I opened it up to the T3s because we still have some spots. So if you want to join December 6th and join me and about 200, 250 others, you still have the opportunity to do so by purchasing a T3. A T3 is the epic, the ones in purple, by the way. T4s are the rares. You don't get to go to Vegas with them, but there will be other utility that comes with it. I'm building out utility for all these. I'm learning from my previous mistakes. My previous NFT line had no utility, but I'm going to have it so that people that have them can redeem. But this time around, it's different. We have a big, beefy treasury now because of the sales. And now we have utility as well. And there's going to be a lot more being added. And this is one of the top collections in Sol already. You know, listing NFTs on Sol is a pain in the butt. Not like OpenSea. It's really a pain. That's why like collections on Sol there's not that many and they don't do very well. But ours is one of the top collections already. And I was raging last night. I was really, really, really raging last night. I just was not feeling it when I was playing. Is it worth to stake SOL in Robinhood for 4.67%? Hey, if you hold a lot of SOL, you know what? You could stake it, get some rewards. There are a lot of places you could stake SOL. I didn't know you could do it on Robinhood, but good. In Trust Wallet, in almost every single wallet. Phantom Wallet, I think you could do that too. So yeah, I just know that there's an unstaking time. I think for SOL it's pretty quick. It's like 1 day to unlock your SOL. Unlock your Solana, not your own personal SOL. So just be aware of that. And sometimes these unlocking periods are good. It forces you not to do anything irrational. I know like some of these chains take like a week to unlock. In Coinbase is a 5-day unstake for SOL or for everything. Okay, it could be a 5-day thing for SOL. Yeah, just know that when you do stake, it's different for every single coin. Some are instant, some take like a day, some take 5 days, some take like 2 weeks. I forgot which one was like 2 weeks. There was one that was exceedingly long. I think it was Cosmos or something like that. There was one that was like 30 days or something. SOL is looking the weakest. What are you looking at, man? No, it's not. And we have SOL ETFs now. They're actually positive still with inflows. Coinbase, I've been waiting for 45 days. ETH is that long? It's 45 days? I know some are long. I didn't know they were over a month. That's kind of crazy. In 1 year, SOL's the weakest among top 10. That's a blatant lie. Blatant lie. I don't know why there's still so many people that try to FUD SOL. I don't know if they're like ETH holders or BNB holders, or they just missed the train when SOL like was deemed dead at $8 or whatever. But SOL's the next up and coming chain, right? It's been out for a while, but it already leads all metrics over ETH. The only two things are the development base and TVL, but for everything else, it already surpassed. So I don't know why there's still like some people that just love to spread FUD about SOL. It's like you don't really hear about that with anything else. It's like you don't really hear a lot of people say, well, you know, Hedera sucks. It may, but like you don't hear people just regularly say that. Or you don't hear people that say, well, I don't know, what other chain? AVAX sucks. It's trending to hate on Sol, kind of like hating on Ferrari and Rolex. I don't hear anyone hate on Rolex or Ferrari. I don't know where you're getting that information from. I don't. No matter what anyone says about like their status symbols, right? There's cheaper watches that can tell time. There's cheaper watches that could probably keep more accurate time. And there's cheaper cars that could be faster than Ferraris, but they're not status symbols, and nor do they hold their value nearly as well. Right? Like my Ferrari now, I could sell for more than what I bought. Very rarely can you get a car that actually appreciates over time. Same deal with Rolex. Rolex watches. A lot are above MSRP, even though the watch prices have come down a lot. But the coveted ones are still being sold way above MSRP. You're not going to get that kind of appreciation with your Timex watch or your Citizen watch or whatever watch that you get at, you know, at Costco or something. So, I mean, there's a big difference. There's a reason why they're coveted and they're status symbols. Shai Meza says, I hate on Rolex. Petite, way better. Post a picture of your Petite. Yeah, show off your Petite first. And then you have the authority to shit on Rolexes. It's funny, like when you watch these videos on TikTok, like if someone, you know, it's a nice car or something like that, people are like, oh, that's a piece of shit. It's like, okay, can you even afford that, first of all? And second of all, what are you driving? What gives you the right to call something a piece of shit? It's always like that. It's always like that. Anything like Richard Mille, Patek, AP, these like watches that are like very popular now among influencers and you know, they're like $500,000 watches and stuff like that. They're all great. It's fine if you can afford them, but man, I would not want to wear a $500,000 watch on my wrist. I'd be so worried about it being stolen or I break it. It's just too much attention on yourself. It's like driving a Bugatti around. I would never buy a Bugatti. I know even when I can easily afford it, I will not be driving a Bugatti around because I will never park it anywhere. I would never drive it anywhere. It would just sit literally there forever in my garage. So I don't know. Even I have limitations. I like to spend. I like to splurge on things. But it gets to a point where I just feel like it's just too much. P Pistol, big super chat. I know you didn't say you mentioned it, but B Sol on Coinbase is up. I'm 3,700%. Take a gander. What the F is B Sol, man? Blaze Stake Sol? That's what you're talking about? This can't be what you're talking about on Coinbase. What the F are you talking about? Tony B, you're going to have to wait. The conversion process has not been created yet. Are you talking about Bitwise Solana staking ETF? But what does that have to do with Coinbase? He said be sold on Coinbase. He's not talking about a stock. Are you just buying some random meme coin on Coinbase app? I think that's what he's saying. He bought some random meme coin on Coinbase app and is very proud of it. If you bought Clash when I released it, you'd be up like 100,000%. So there's that. I don't know if it's 100,000%, but it's up there. It's like 50,000% or something. Pistol, why are you not answering? You sent a large super chat. I'm asking you follow-up questions. You're not answering. So you just bought some random meme on Coinbase wallet and you think you're a genius. What do you think about the Kite coin that just listed on Binance and Coinbase and market is still low? You know, if it got its popularity from Binance, I would just stay away from it for now, at least. Look at Aster as an example, how disastrous it has been so far. I still get this marketer that keeps DMing me every day like, hey, you want to promote Aster? And I just said no. They're like really desperate to promote right now. They're really trying to stabilize that price. But, you know, I'm pretty sure all their insiders have been dumping and dumping and dumping. And that's the reason why it's been really hard to stabilize. Because all the insiders probably just sold. No, this is just black coffee, Clarkson. I've gotten used to just drinking black coffee in the mornings. I don't enjoy it. I just drink it because I need the caffeine. I think Robinhood releases his earnings. Yeah, tonight. It better be good. I have a ton of money on options, on hood options. Yesterday, it fell down 7% for no reason at all. Zero. I think they're going to have good earnings. Coinbase did, so there's no reason to think Robinhood won't. Pistol is just promoting a scam. I think he bought something. He didn't know what it was and went up, and now he feels like he's a genius. And sometimes it works like that, but in most cases, it doesn't work like that. All right, guys. Last few things about Clash. This giveaway, this Gleam giveaway, is going to end in 24 days. End of this month. Big prizes. One winner will win 5 SOL. That's $1,000. 5 winners will win 1 SOL. And then 1 winner will have the T3 NFT, which is huge, worth over $1,000, especially if you take into the Clash grants that's coming with it. And all you have to do is follow socials and join Discord and participate in the night streams where you get a secret code, and you can refer this to friends for more entries. This is in the description of this video, and it's on X posted, so make sure you participate. And I haven't done giveaways recently. Let's do some more, like close to 70 SOL given away already. And it's on the webpage, georgeplaysclashroyale.com. And all you have to do is put your SOL wallet in here. That's it. Let's fetch the latest entries. Let's do a couple spins here. Not eligible. Okay. You got to be eligible. You got to hold at least 2,000 Clash. Not eligible. Okay, way too many people putting random addresses. Not eligible, unless this is broken. Okay, let me refresh this. I think that was a broken page. Okay, yeah, here we go. This is the newest page. Let's do it again. There we go. We have a winner. 5,960 Clash, first winner. I just had to refresh the page, that's all. It was a new page. This person got 25,651. Awesome. Let's do one more. And that person won 0.3 SOL. Last person, 5,615.2. So we got 3 winners this morning. I'll send this out shortly, but for the rest of you guys that are new and you want to participate in the giveaway draw, then just enter your wallet address in the giveaway page. All right. Have a good one, guys. It seems like the worst is over for Bitcoin and crypto. We had a nasty shakeout day yesterday. Let's see if we could do this starting today. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight or in Discord. Have a good one. Take care.